Ladies and gentlemen, we now begin our keynote address for today, and for our first keynote, we are honored to present Mr. Nezar Patria, Minister of Communication and Digital Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, who will speak on 20 years of the Aceh Peace Agreement, charting Aceh's future. Unfortunately, Mr. Nezar Patria could not join us today in person. However, he has shared a recorded message for this occasion. Let us now listen to his keynote address via video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Distinguished guests, respected scholars, government officials, friends from civil society, and especially the young people of Aceh whose dreams will shape the future. 20 years ago, on August 15, 2005, the world watched something extraordinary. Former enemies came together in Helsinki, put down their weapons, and signed a peace agreement. That day, war gave way to hope, and the sound of conflict was replaced by the promise of a better life. It was not only an agreement, it was a promise that Aceh would not be defined by fear, but by opportunity, that the blood once shed would be replaced by sweat, building a new future. Today, 2 decades later, we gather not just to remember how war ended, but to ask, what does peace mean for Aceh now? Peace is more than the silence of guns. Peace is a mother sending her children to school without fear. Peace is farmers in Biren working their rice fields without hearing gunfire. Peace is fishermen in Luxmawe going out to sea, not to escape, but to earn a living. Peace is dignity returning to everyday life. But peace is also work that is not finished. Despite huge financial support, nearly 100 trillion rupiah from special autonomy funds over these 2 decades, Aceh still has the highest poverty rate in Sumatra, around 14.5% as of 2024. Our economic growth is only 3.8%, behind the Sumatra average of 4.5%. These are not just numbers. They are real families, real lives, and dreams that have not yet been realized. This raises a question: how can a region with rich natural resources, a strategic location, and a proud history still struggle economically? Aceh history is a story of greatness and resilience. In the 16th and 17th centuries, the Sultanate of Aceh Darussalam was a major center of trade and Islamic learning in the Malay world. We were a maritime power, open to the world and connected to the global trade through the Malacca Strait. That is who we are at our core. And today, our location is just as important as it was then. We are at the northern tip of Sumatra, facing one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. More than 100,000 ships pass every year, carrying about a quarter of the world trade. But how much of that trade stops in Aceh? How much value flows into our economy? The truth is, not much. That is why we must dare to think differently. Aceh can no longer focus on only inward or be trapped by old political habits. We need to look outward again. We can make Sabang a world-class logistic hub, Luxmawe a halal industry center serving Asia, and Malabo a gateway to the Indian Ocean. We can learn from places like Mindanao in the Philippines, which turned from conflict into growth by joining regional cooperation through Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and East ASEAN route area. We can also learn from Sri Lanka, which show us what happens when development is too centralized and inequalities remain. Peace can be at risk. Aceh future must be built from the bottom up. We need to grow industries where we are strong, maritime industries, sustainable agriculture, creative industries, and digital entrepreneurship. And most importantly, we need to put young people at the center. This young generation was born after the conflict. They carry no burden of war, but they have every right to dream bigger than any generation before them. And they must know they are not alone. Government, businesses, civil society, we must work together to give them the tools and opportunities they need. We also have to change how we build our economy and our society. Development cannot just be about big projects coming from the top. It must respect local tradition like our gampong system and our values of solidarity, which have held our communities together for centuries. We must also make sure our politics are open, transparent, and accountable. Former fighters becoming leader is an achievement, but leadership must mean more than winning election. It must mean serving people with honesty and vision. If we fail to do that, we risk turning peace into disappointment. So, as we look ahead, the real question is what kind of Aceh do we want to see in 20 years? Imagine an Aceh that is a bridge between the Indian and the Pacific Oceans, a center for halal industries, renewable energy, innovative farming, and creative businesses. Imagine Sabang as a major port for international shipping, Loksmawe as a regional industrial zone, and Malabo as a gateway for trade with the world. Imagine our young people, educated and skilled, confident in facing global competition while staying true to their culture and values. This is not just a dream, it is something we can build. President Barack Obama once said, "The future rewards those who press on." Aceh has always pressed on. We rose from the tsunami's devastations. We built peace from conflict. Now it is time to move forward again from peace to prosperity, from survival to greatness. Let today's anniversary be more than just remembering. Let it be the start of a new commitment, a commitment to dream big, work hard, and make Aceh not just known for its struggle, but admired for its success, innovation, and harmony in the 21st century. This is our moment. Let's seize it together. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Nezar Patria is an Ashanese descent who is a journalist, a poet, and an activist. He currently serves as a Deputy Minister of Communication and Digital Affairs for Indonesia. Mr. Nezar Patria also earned a bachelor's degree from the Faculty of Philosophy Gajah Mada University, Yogyakarta in 1997, and a master's degree in History of International Relations from London School of Economics, University of London, England.